What's going on, everybody? Yo, this is another edition of Famously Unfamous with your boy. Man, what has not gone on in life? Are y'all really awake out there? Are y'all woke? Are you woke? Because it is crazy. What is really going on? Actually, let me be a little bit more concise. What do we have going on in this life that we're going on right now? I'm not sure. Could it be? Could it be the end times? Could it be that we're finally winding down things? Or could it be that we live in a universe where... No, I'm just kidding. Man, it's crazy out here. So, first up, things that you should know. There apparently was a tiger on the loose in Manhattan, New York. Yeah, tiger on the loose in New York. When authorities got the call, apparently a couple seen a tiger on the loose between 118th Street and Harlem. Obviously, they called 911. 911 alerted the cops. The cops came out. NYPD. NYPD said, we can't do anything about it, so we call the fire department. The fire department said, well, we'll call. Crap. There's nobody else to call. So, as the firemen went scouring the city side for a tiger, a live tiger walking down the street, apparently at 8:30 in the morning yesterday, they finally caught the tiger, surprisingly, with no injuries. And the reason why there were no injuries was simply because it was it actually turned out to be a raccoon. That's really what it turned out to be, a raccoon. So, I submit to you that we are at a point in time where education has taught us that tigers look exactly like raccoons in camouflage. But I just thought that was funny. Come on. Really? There is a huge difference between a raccoon. Even if you didn't know it was a raccoon. Even if you did not know that a raccoon looks exactly like that. I'm sorry, but you're not going to jump from raccoon to tiger. There are so many animals that you missed in between that it's not even funny. So, hey, that's New York City for you, baby. But, yeah, apparently, springtime hadn't got the memo that we here. We ready to go outside. We ready to wear short sleeves, tank tops, shorts, sandals. Apparently, springtime hadn't got that memo. Apparently it's letting wintertime fill in for on its off days. Apparently, as my brother posted the other day, this ain't April. No, this ain't April. This is actually January 93rd. I just thought that was funny. January 93rd. But all I'm saying is we got to get this together because I can't keep looking out the window wondering what season we in today. Because you never know. Today it's going to be sunny and high of 80. Tomorrow it's going to be dreary and a low of 30. And then the next day we're going to have a tornado. Then the next day it's going to snow. I just don't know. I don't know. My power bill is so confused. It don't know. Like, the heat don't know when to turn on. The air don't know when to turn. I just don't turn nothing on. Open up the windows and close them. That's all I got. But in more serious news, if anybody can inform me, are we in a serious war? Because it's kind of looking that way. I mean, I know we got Chloe and Tristan. I've done a video on it. I know that. I know we got other stuff. There's plenty of other stuff. But are we like in war? Like, is this serious? Because we bombing people and Russia is bombing us back. Okay, maybe not bombing us back, but they threatening to do so. Okay. And that's a pretty big deal. You got Israel bombing people. You got a whole lot of people talking about a whole lot of things, and they ain't happy with each other. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, like, because that's pretty big. Because, like, I'm not saying Donald Trump is the craziest person that I know. I'm just saying that he'll do some stuff that I know other people wouldn't do. So I don't need those problems right now. I'm still trying to come up in life, and this ain't helping. This ain't helping at all. But in lighter news, black people can't go to Starbucks. Yeah, apparently they cannot go to Starbucks. If you've been under a rock for the last, I don't know, 4 days, here's a quick recap. 2 African-American men went into Starbucks in the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They proceeded to question if they could use the restroom or not. They went, they used the restroom, they sat down. Apparently, they sat for too long, and it alerted the manager of said Starbucks to get a little nervous. Plenty of people sitting around, but they sat for too long without ordering anything. And when asked about the situation, they said, no, we're waiting on a third party to come, and then we're going to order together. The last time I went to Starbucks, I literally sat there, opened up my laptop, began to start working, and nothing happened. Matter of fact, a waitress came over, noticed that I was working, and actually gave me a coffee that a patron apparently never came to pick up. Free coffee. Dope, right? For real. Free coffee. And I kept working. And nobody messed with me. But apparently this really got the manager a little riled up. So they proceeded to call the authorities. Well, I don't really know the policy of police here. But I do know that, in domestic disputes, when the authorities are called because there's a domestic dispute, the policy is someone has to leave. Someone has to go. Even if they come and then everyone's like, you know what, it's fine. It was not a big deal. We were a little hasty, a little emotional. Everything's calmed down. We're good. Nope. Somebody has to leave. The man or the woman or whatever. Someone has to go. So I don't know if that was the case here, where there was a actual disturbance on a property by a company, and a patron, a customer decided they weren't going to leave. And it wasn't even the fact that they were not going to leave. It was the fact that they were saying, hey, give us a second. We have a third party coming, and then we're going to order together. We're just waiting. We're just waiting. Like, relax. We're not causing a disturbance. We're not messing with other people. Matter of fact, people don't even realize we're here. They're just going about their business. But nevertheless, the authorities got called, the police got called, and apparently, unfortunately, the 2 men were handcuffed and escorted out of the building. And the funny thing about it is, as they were being escorted out of the building, their third party actually showed up. Big surprise. Now there's validity to the story. Now they're not just making up anything, and they're not just loitering around. They're actually here waiting on the third party. But too little too late, the police already made up their mind, and they proceeded on to execute said arrest. And the unfortunate thing about it is, as the story was being corroborated, and as they looked up and realized that the 2 individuals were not only non-threatening African-American men, they actually had no arrest record, no record in the system of them doing anything at all. And on top of that, they were businessmen. real estate agents, I might add, who were there. They were there minding their own business, ready to meet a potential client for a meeting about business. So now you arrested a innocent bystander, no record, no even hint of any type of history of being disturbing the peace or having a run-in with cops, but also businessmen who were there to simply conduct business like so many people do at a Starbucks every single day. And now because of hasty actions and just misguided abuse of authority is really what it comes down to. Now we have two African American men who now have a record of being taken away into police custody. When there was none, they tried to live their lives under the radar. And not only that, but as they went to jail, it should have been a mistake. Sorry, we'll let you go. No, they went on Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m., did not get out until the next morning. So they spent hours in jail waiting for a DA's attorney to come down to ultimately make bail for them. That's unfortunate. Now I'm in here and I'm just like, all I want to do is go to Starbucks and do business. I'm trying to better myself, help my family, help me just achieve the quote unquote American dream, whatever you want to call it. And for some reason, as I was putting on my pants and my shirt today, and I expected that today was going to be a good day because we're meeting to do business and what I'm happy to pursue in life, somehow I didn't expect to end up in jail today. How about that? I didn't expect to end up in jail today. So that took a turn, and now I have a rest on my record when I had a pristine record to begin with. Great. Now how is that going to look when people run a background on me, or when I'm trying to do business with people and they want to know everything about me, or I want to one day do something in the public eye, but this pops up. I mean, come on. So let me calm down. Starbucks proceeded to support the manager in the sense of stating that it was company policy that if one patron decides to use the restroom, or if they've been inside said establishment for too long, then they, without ordering anything, then it is up to the discretion of the owner or the person in charge to request that they leave the premises, in so much or order food or beverage. Well, the issue with that is they just didn't ask the gentleman. They didn't say the company policy was. They just executed the company policy without letting the patrons know. And they didn't make them aware of the company policy, essentially. And when they did go up to them, they expressed the fact that they were just waiting on another individual to come, and then they assured them they were going to order food, or they were going to make an order, essentially. But that was the first apology. We're sorry that this happened, and we're going to closely review our code of ethics more closely, and we'll make adjustments as necessary. Well, obviously that didn't, in the age of social media, that did not play well. So after the backlash, after that first apology, then the owner of Starbucks came out to strongly condemn this act hastily by management in said Starbucks. And he took it upon himself to request that he have a face-to-face meeting with the two individuals that were wrongly accused and arrested for a formal face-to-face apology. Great. That's great. That's a start. That is definitely a start. But what you can do is you can lobby to get this arrest off of my record because I was wrongly accused. How about that? If you have a lot of power and clout and you know people that know people that know people, I'm pretty sure this can be handled. That's a start. Secondly, how about free Starbucks for quite a while, okay? Because this is bad. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. It's just ridiculous that this even happened. But now, obviously, the ball keeps rolling. Now we have this big ongoing saga where everyone's hashtag boycott Starbucks. And, you know, I'm not aware, or I don't even know. It's been only a couple of days. Obviously, I don't believe Starbucks has gotten their profit and loss sheet, P&L sheet. Same store growth sales from last year this time to this year this time to see what drop-offs they made. But I'm pretty sure that they're not getting the business that they want. Even if they're getting the dollars and cents, the bad press is just a killer. No company wants bad press because that'll definitely reverberate. Nobody wants to collaborate with you, do business with you, because there's a stigma on you right now that you're just not the X marks the spot. Red scarlet letter. We just don't want to do business with you. So, now they've promoted that on May 29th, my birthday, Starbucks will officially shut down all 8,000 U.S. shops for racial bias training. Interesting. So, the New York Times has reported that Starbucks will shut down essentially all 8,000 U.S. shops for racial bias training after the arrest of these two individuals. Let's see here. What does the article say? Let's see. The move for nearly 170,000 employees. The move comes amid an outcry prompted by the arrest of two African American men at Starbucks location in Philadelphia last week. There was a statement from the CEO of Starbucks, Kevin R. Johnson. I've spent the last few days in Philadelphia with my leadership team, listening to the community, learning what we did wrong and the steps that we need to take to fix it. Kevin R. Johnson, the company's chief executive, said in the statement announcing the training. The two men were arrested after asking to use the restroom in the shop. And obviously, I've told your story. We're not going to go over that. To Starbucks is, I guess they mentioned this in the article. The employee who called the police is no longer employed by Starbucks, the company confirmed yesterday on Monday. So, yeah, that's that. So, we just live in a world where whatever you do is going to instantly be shared, and where 30, 20, heck, even 10 years ago, maybe not 10, but 15, 20 years ago, what was done in Philadelphia, it would have been news, but you would have had to wait for it to come on the news channel. It would have been in the newspaper the next day. But now we live in in a world where instantly, with a phone, as the arrest was being made, millions upon millions of people knew immediately what happened. And, for this to be targeted with two African American men, to the credit of the people around them who were Caucasian, actually the woman how this got out was a Caucasian woman who shot the video of the incident in real time. And the patrons around, who were Caucasian as well, standing up and just saying, there was no need for this. They weren't doing anything. They came to their defense. They weren't doing anything. They weren't bothering anybody. We actually didn't even realize they were even in here for an extended period of time. That's how quiet and how to themselves they were. And they spoke up. If this would have been my son, do you think that he would have had the same problem? Said the Caucasian woman who filmed the whole thing. So obviously they knew that this had a racial undertone impending. On this topic, it's just, we live in 2018, and it just, your worldview has to be expanded. It has to be understood that the thinking that you have can't, the 1918 thinking that you have can't live in 2018, simply because this is an expanded, connected world that we live in, that we utilize, that we work in, that we do business in. And it's just simply put, you can't do these types of things and expect to get away with it without any harm or any foul. Unless you're the authorities. But that's neither here nor there. But an establishment, a business, you can't do it because it's going to be bad press. So this is just a lesson on a major level, that every customer should be treated with the best customer service possible. Because you just don't want to have a bad day like this. You just don't want to have a bad day like this, because it will impact the bottom line. And that's pretty much it. So, that's all for here right now. Thank you guys for listening. The moral of the story is, if you're a business owner, small business, entrepreneur, aspiring entrepreneur, learn that every customer counts. No matter who they are, every customer counts, and you should treat all customers the same, because you never know, with today's instant technology and social media, things can get out of hand, and they can get out of hand quickly. All right? Well, that's it for today. Thank you for listening in to another edition of Famously Unfamous. I am your boy, Channing Cohens, that man Channing, whatever you want to call me, and I'm out.